So I got a lot of questions from my last video, the enchanting and blacksmithing shenanigans. A lot of people were asking how I got my enchanting and blacksmithing so high. So what I'm going to do now is show you guys exactly how I did it. You don't need to do it this way, obviously I'll just show you the method, but you can go and tweak that to whatever fits your style. But basically what I'm doing right here is getting rid of all my heavy armor. I'm trying to get my carry weight as low as I can, so I'm dropping all my dragon stuff. And I've got just a set of fur armor, so I'll mix just light armor, fur, elven, just a mix. Just random stuff I've picked up throughout the game. So, some of the boots have plus to stealth, the head has plus to archery, just stuff like that. I've also got a glass bow, just a random I picked up somewhere, which I'm going to enchant with Soul Trap. So this is how I level my blacksmithing, enchanting. Also get a bit of sneak, a bit of archery, even speechcraft out of this method. So yeah. Now I've put on my suit and drop my carry weight as low as I can, I'm going to head off to Dragon's Reach. Alright, so get yourself to an enchanting table and enchant whichever weapon you're going to use. Obviously, if you know how enchanting works, the longer you want the soul trap to last, the less charges you're going to get. So basically, because I'm going to be one-shotting everything with this bow, I only need the soul trap to last 1 second, and that way I get 922 charges only using a common gem. You could even use a petty gem, because you don't need 900, you could get away with 200. Okay, so the next thing you're going to need are a bunch of petty soul gems. You usually get these, as you're cruising around, traveling through the dungeons, or you can buy them from the court wizards from all the different keeps. Okay, so now it's time to go hunting. My favorite place to do this is at a place called Honeystrand Cave, which is just below Iverstead, but you can go wherever you see fit. So this cave usually has a bear in front of it, and it also has 2 cave bears inside it. Now, bears are great because their pelts give you 4 leather each. So basically what we're going to be doing is just farming bears, deers, wolves, goats, foxes, anything you can get leather from. And also at the same time you're going to be filling your petty soul gems using the bow or the weapon, whichever you chose to enchant. So I usually prefer to do this at night just because it's a little bit easier to sneak up on deer and stuff, but you can really do it whenever you want. A good tip for doing, if you are going to do this at night, is to get the Detect Life spell. I actually have a Detect Life shout I found somewhere, but you can find a spell as well. I still haven't come across the spell, but I know there is one because a couple of my friends do use it for this very situation. A lot of people say, why do you farm the leather when you can just go buy it from the blacksmiths? But the reason I do this is because you fill all your petty soul gems. You're kind of knocking 2 birds with 1 stone here. You're getting leather and you're filling soul gems. That way you can level blacksmithing and enchanting at the same time, and also like sneak and archery and stuff like that, the other things you're using. You still do want to buy stuff from the blacksmiths, like iron. Definitely every time you see a blacksmith, buy all of his iron ore and all of his iron ingots, because that's very useful to have to make daggers, if you don't want to just go the leather route. But so yeah, just keep farming until you figure you have enough leather or you have enough soul gems, and yeah, you get the idea. So once you've farmed up all your pelts and hides and filled all your soul gems, head back to a blacksmith and just turn all of it into leather. Don't be afraid of waste or anything like that, because you're probably always going to need leather, and if you're not going to need leather, you're going to need leather strips, which are created from leather. So yeah. So once you've turned everything into leather, you're going to need leather strips. Now you're probably going to need about twice as many strips as you have leather. and you make 4 strips per 1 leather. So depending on how many leather you have, you could go and work that out on your own. Okay, so now we head over to the forge. There's 2 ways you can do this. Probably the best way is to make iron daggers. Like I was saying earlier, always buy iron off the blacksmiths when going through all the different cities. If you ever come across a blacksmith, just go to Misk and buy all his iron ore and all his iron ingots. The other way you can do it is by making leather braces. This way is a little bit more intensive because it requires a leather and 2 leather strips as opposed to just 1 iron ingot and 1 leather strip. But depending how much leather you farmed, you may want to chuck out a few braces as well. So finally we come back to an enchanting table, and now we're just going to enchant all the daggers and all the braces we made. I usually do this with just the daggers, and I put the health steal enchant because it seems to be the most valuable. You want to make it as potent as you can, so obviously you won't have many charges, but the more potent that you make it, the more worth it is to a vendor when you sell it. And you can see, even at level 85, each time I enchant one of these daggers, it's still raising my enchanting a fair bit. You can see that bar in the bottom right of the screen. Now, earlier on, when your enchanting is lower, this is going to skyrocket your enchanting, and it's a good way to make the money back that you've been putting into buying the iron and stuff like that. So now all you have to do is go throughout the game and sell all your daggers to the different blacksmiths. You might find that they run out of money and you have to move on, and depending how many daggers or braces you make will determine on how many of the different blacksmiths you have to visit. So there you go. Now you know how I got my blacksmithing and enchanting high enough to do what I did in my last video. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget. Just a little tip I thought I'd add at the end of the video here. For anyone like me who wants to increase their carry weight because they don't like constantly going back and selling, there is a stone, the Steed Stone, which gives you an extra 100 capacity, and this is where it is on the map. It's to the left of the Solitude and to the right of that watchtower there. It's pretty easy to find.